At 3Aware, we're enabling medtech manufacturers to be able to optimize the accessibility, performance, and profitability of their products by leveraging clinical real-world evidence with patient on-demand device-specific patient cohorts. Our company was conceived at the confluence of medtech and health data science expertise, with the management team that has over 200 years of health data science experience and over $6 billion of emerging venture exit transactions under their belt. At 3Aware, we envision a world where every medical device is safe, effective, and accessible for all. But the medtech industry is facing challenges. With historically low profits and accelerating margin erosion, they're now faced with skyrocketing compliance costs. In the EU MDR alone, the compliance costs have increased by more than 5% of the company's total sales in that region, and the level of effort has increased by a factor of more than 5 to 10 times the level of effort. We've heard from both industry experts as well as from the manufacturers themselves. If this is not addressed, as many as 30% of the products could be pulled from the markets due to insufficient profitability. We're enabling the medtech companies to be able to optimize profitability by leveraging real-world clinical evidence to optimize new product research and development, defining more effective instructions for use and best practices, reducing the time of cost for regulatory certification, the ability to both identify and gain approval for label expansions, the ability to achieve regional access to new regional markets, and to be able to have secure authorizations for more enhanced marketing assertions. We're doing this by we have created a multi-sided market. We partner with health systems, we integrate with them, leverage their data, and generate the solution for the medical device manufacturers. Within the medical device manufacturers, we're seeing an incredible dynamic, a networking dynamic, in that our solution is provided via subscriptions. These subscriptions are on a per-device basis, and we see once one device family or device group has a subscription or utilizing this capability, we're quickly getting follow-on sales in those same manufacturers, enabling us to be able to drive our go-to-market in a very efficient manner. Today, with our data partnerships that we have, our data coverage is covering over 20 million patients, with over 100,000 devices. And we're deploying proprietary capabilities in order to be able to drive this value. Once we bring on a data partner, we integrate with that data partner not only to their electronic health record, but also to other business systems. And we're able to then go into that content and be able to link each individual patient to their experience with each individual device that they've ever had encounters with. By doing this, we're able to create device-specific cohorts on demand. So rather than taking 6 to 9 to 12 months to locate patient cohorts where you're able to study a device, we actually have them pre-curated and available for our clients immediately. They're then able to very effectively do the mining, analysis, and interpretation of not only the structured data, but most importantly, the unstructured data in the comprehensive longitudinal patient record. This enables the uncovering of an accurate understanding of the indications for use, the application of the device, the performance of the device, the efficiencies, efficacy, safety, all the way through to outcomes over extended period of times, at times outcomes that are going over 5 to 10 years in the case of some orthopedic implants. Now, with access to this content, leveraging the ability to utilize reinforced learning from human feedback, natural language understanding, and natural language processing, we're able to actually facilitate the analysis of this massive amount of content to enable the clinical scientists to be able to surface that the endpoints of the analysis that they're driving while maintaining the context of the patient's journey throughout that care period. Oftentimes starting from the patient's care journey leading up to a diagnosis, through the indication for use, through the application of the device, and once again over extended period of time. Leveraging this, and soon to be leveraging endpoint-specific large language models, it enables us to be able to greatly automate and make efficient both post-market studies, prospective studies, and also soon with the addition of the large language models, the ability to do adverse event monitoring and benchmarking across the entire industry. Applying this capability, we are enabling our clients to be able to achieve better, deeper, more informative results than traditional post-market studies in 10% of the time and less than 30% of the cost of alternative methods. And there's no other real-world evidence provider on the market today that's capable of providing the same level of capability. 2024 was an exciting year for us. We started off the year in January inking our first strategic data alliance partnership with the Mayo Clinic. That enabled us over Q1 to be able to complete the development of our platform and capabilities, which enabled us by April to be, for the first time, production ready and able to actually demonstrate what we were telling people that we could do. Within 6 weeks, we had 6 of the industry's largest medical device manufacturers select us for studies. From that point, once we were selected, we went into the grind of vendor certification, quality audits, security audits, and all the way through the MSA negotiations. We were told that this would take 12 to 15 months to complete. We actually completed it in less than 6 months with companies like Medtronic and others. Having done that, we were able to start getting into the ability to start inking subscriptions and actually started becoming revenue producing in November of just this last year. In just November and December, we contracted almost $500,000 of annual recurring revenue and about $1.5 million of revenue. Now, coming into 2025, we're entering 2025 with strategic relationships, master service agreements in place with some of the largest manufacturers in the industry, and we're adding new logos as we're going. As a result, the acceleration is continuing. We project that we will finish April next month with more than $2 million of annual recurring revenue under contract, and that will exceed $10 million of annual recurring revenue under contract by the end of the year. And once again, a key part of this is the ability to, once we establish a client, to be able to sell multiple subscriptions into the same clients in a very effective manner. We're currently in the midst of completing our seed funding round. There's about $1.4 million left in that round, and it's an opportunity to join a prestigious syndicate, including Health Cloud Capital, Mayo Clinic, Cook Medical, and High Point Ventures. With that round, we will be able to operate the company through all of 2025 to a cash positive status if we run the company in a prudent manner and grow at slower pace. But we believe that it'll be more effective that once we hit an annual recurring revenue of $3 million to $4 million, which should happen in the May-June timeframe, it'll be the right time for a Series A with a very significant step up in value for our existing investors and the opportunity to invest those dollars in, number one, expanding our health data network. So being able to integrate more health systems to get more coverage of more devices. As impressive as our growth has been, because of device coverage, we've actually turned away 3 to 4 times the amount of business that we've closed due to limited coverage. by increasing that network of data partners, we will have an exponential impact on the acceleration of the growth of the company. Secondly, we'll utilize those funds in order to be able to build out further on our artificial intelligence, creating the ability to go from where we are today, which is enhancing and accelerating the ability of a clinical scientist to adjudicate an encounter with a device, to being able to greatly automate that process, to be able to go across a massive population of patients and a massive array of devices and be able to do adverse event monitoring, to be able to say, here are the cases across this entire population where there's an 80% or higher likely of an adverse event occurring, and enabling us to be able to become not only the potential of being the monitor for adverse events and other types of activities in the industry, but to become the benchmarker of medical devices in market across the entire industry. So we're very excited about this opportunity. We thank everybody for being here and welcome you to come help us bring this mission forward. Thank you.